We begin the episode on foggy weather with an image of Hector on a flower wreath as his casket is brought down and being given prayers during a speech by the priest. As the camera passes by Chief Tuska, Officer Rick Rojat, and Blackbird until it reaches a cold and depressed-looking Ava as she stares at his casket, with dried-up tears having stained her cheeks enough to compare that to those of angels, with her disassociating from what the priest is saying. We see people give their words about Hector, with Chief Tuska explaining how amazing of a worker Hector was, someone who did so much just because he could. We see Rick Rojat talk about his friendship of Hector, them being there for one another during the blip and becoming officers. Blackbird speaks on how much of an impact Hector had on his family, and although there were many mistakes and obstacles in his life, he never took it personally with Hector, and wished to have known him better. Ava is offered to end everything by speaking about Hector, but she refuses to give a response, as they begin to conclude the funeral. We see the end of the funeral, revealing Hector to be buried at Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, where people are making small talk and munch on some food that was brought, with Ava not having eaten much. Soon enough, she sneaks off from everyone's view to leave early. The only one to notice her leave is Blackbird, and he heads towards her, but she's already transformed into the white tiger and has run off. We cut to see Chemistro working on weaponry in a modified version of fear gas, as he and other members are implementing them into varying types of guns as Gideon Mace comes in, with them all standing up. At ease. Tomorrow's the big day. With the mutt out of the way and our numbers strong, we will be able to storm City Hall and take down a couple key political figures. Keep working on the fear gas. Tomorrow, war begins. As he shuts the door, the others get back to work. However, we see Chemistro switching focus onto another gun, setting the fear gas to the side. A while later, we see the sun is slowly setting, where we see White Tiger having stopped the car robber and fleeing from the scene, having beaten the armed person brutally. She heads off as police arrive at the bloody mess left for them as Ava transforms out of the White Tiger. Arriving home, she enters to see Blackbird, having made some food and orange juice for her to drink with her meal. But Ava closes the door and tries walking by until Blackbird speaks. Ava, you're going to have to speak to someone soon. You haven't spoken since his passing. He died in your arms. I get it. Hector experienced that with your guy's sister too long ago. But like her long ago, he gave you, his most loved and closest person, his last words. And you even admitted before that you knew it was to give you comfort, like how Wilda did for Hector long ago, even though everything was scary for everyone around. Ava, still not responding, turns to take her orange juice and starts to drink it, still not making eye contact with Blackbird as he continued. He had faith and believed in you to do good, to do what heroes should do, save people. He loves you, Ava, and you know that. He would want you to not hide away or keep your true feelings hidden. He'd want you to be free, to be yourself, because he wants the best for you. You speak like you personally knew him. Maybe you read records of him. He probably told you some bit of his past. Whether or not it was true, we won't know, because he's gone. You speak like I'm holding something back, but I'm not. I'm hurt. Estoy herido. Nada más. If you want me to spill something that may be big, well, here you go. I want to fucking kill Gideon. He killed my brother, my entire family. He has hurt so many people just by him living. You mean to tell me you won't kill him given the option? He's killed and hurt your family badly too, hasn't he? Blackbird, having taken a sip of his coffee, cuts her off before she could say something else. Ava, you're right. You're absolutely right. And you're in pain and grieving. And I would kill him if I ever got the opportunity. No matter what. And I may not know a lot about Hector, like you do, but I do know this. His path with the white tiger, it's been the cause of so much blood on his hand. You know he wouldn't want you to be framed or be at fault for any more deaths. Ava doesn't give a response to what he stated. She just turns away from him and locks herself in her room as Blackbird starts to put some food on a plate to eat. The next day arrives as we see a man in a suit enter a room, as we see Luke Cage, played by Mike Coulter, as he greets people. And we meet his partner, Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter, inside. So what's the purpose of this meeting? We need to head to City Hall in 2 hours. This meeting is just for us to discuss and figure out ways on how to improve the police force, how to speak on the Mr. Fear situation, since people still ask you many questions on that, along with coming up with some more answers on protection that people wish to find out. Well, okay then. I just hope we will secure enough votes and be rid of all the trouble Fist has put New York under. Hopefully we don't show up late to the event. I don't want to appear rude. Agreed. Let's just try and get as much done for now and deal with the rest of the upcoming days. We cut to see Ava getting off a subway as she begins skating before she plays some music. She notices that Rick Roget has left her a voicemail. He says that he hopes she's doing somewhat okay since she disappeared after the funeral, and that he, Blackbird, and the chief, along with some other cops, are at City Hall with more than he was informed, since a rumored sighting of a few Black Hand members happened a few hours just before. He says that it'd be nice to see her join them for this event. She doesn't text or give him a call back. She just continues skating. I just really need to clear my head. Maybe I'll pass by. Meanwhile, the event at City Hall is occurring, with General Goodwin approaching his way as he shakes the hands of Officer Rojat, Blackbird, and Chief Tuska outside by the park. Good to see you doing well, Mr. Tuska. I hope Mr. Cage can join us soon. I was hoping to speak with him before he got even more crowded. Agreed, sir. But hey, Mr. Cage is a great person. I've spoken with him. Honest and hilarious guy, but can be serious and generally cares for the people. Well, hopefully he shows up soon. As they both share a smile, Officer Rojat and Blackbird excuse themselves as Rojat informs the others to keep a secure perimeter on the place, as Blackbird is going to check the alleyways. We cut to the outside and afar as we see a large car garage is closed, with one of the Black Hand members revealing they own the place, and talked with Gideon about using it. Thank you, Jeremy. Now, we know what's so far from us. City Hall, with some powerful political figures in there that have the power we have been needing. Power that's been corrupted by the government due to its incompetence. So I say today is the day we stand up to all that crap this country has been drowning in. That's what the day is today. The day the real America showed its teeth. A day of true freedom of the press, freedom of action. Go ahead, call it World War Hate. Give it a cute little name. For all, it doesn't matter what it's called, but rather what it stands for. Pretend it's out of the ordinary. Pretend it's not happening right now. Behind every closed door, in every private thought, you go ahead and pretend America doesn't like it. America's about change. And we're going to start a change. We've all been casted away, so we should strike at New York. We will take it over and become the dominant force as we spread across the nation for us to actually gain power. And if anyone gets in our way, the fear gas from Chemistro and ice squads will make them feel powerless, like how we all felt before we reclaim our damn nation. As his army cheers in agreement, he gives a look to Chemistro, who calls in a corrupt cop, gives a salute with a clenched fist to a few other cops as they make their way to certain areas away from their posts as Gideon's army marches right towards City Hall. We see Luke Cage, having finished up his meeting, leave the bathroom, clean his hand, as he hears Jessica call for him. Going to her, he notices extra people entering the room. As the TV is playing, he hears the news reporting on City Hall being taken over by a black hand, as they advise viewers what they're about to see is disturbing. As we cut to the middle of a shootout, as we see Blackbird, Rick Roja, and Chief Tuska protect Goodwin behind a table from some Black Hand members. We need to get Goodwin out of here, sir. I'll give you guys an opening. So you need to, before he could finish, a blast is heard, showing the table has been turned into glass, as the Chief and Rick put their guns up, and the other two run off, with their guns getting blasted by Chemistro's own gun, being as theirs turned into water, leaving them unarmed as the Black Hand members surround him. We get a montage of the fear gas being used on cops and people as they have panic attacks or freak out or cry to themselves from what they're mentally experiencing, as we cut to see Ava watching the news from a store as she leaves her skateboard and takes out her amulet. We also see Luke Cage and Jessica Jones leave their building and head towards City Hall. We can't take a cab. It'll take way too long with all this traffic. We'll have to hurry it up then. At City Hall, we see Black Hand members having some politicians and people held at gunpoint outside. We also see other Black Hand members having blocked off some streets, with some having shootouts with cops. During the commotion, though, some of the members get tossed around, or kicked, or punched hard, or sent far away, weakening them as the cops succeed and notice a white streak sip away towards City Hall. We see White Tiger entering City Hall through a window, having camouflaged herself, and take down some foes. Kill them. They're down and weak. I'm only here to save people. Lies! You are here searching for Gideon, Mace. You cannot mask your true purpose from me. I can't kill him unless I save everyone else. His forces will hurt them, and I can't let that happen to anyone else. Stubbornness and arrogance were your brother's flaw too. Do not fail like him. Get out of my head. I need to focus. Do what your brother could not and take a life. That is how you will bring him peace. That is how you will truly become a hero. As the voice finishes speaking, we see White Tiger enter a room with hostages, as we get another montage, as White Tiger takes down many Black Hand members brutally, using all that she has learned and dodging all attacks perfectly, as she leads the others outside of the building and guides the hostages on where to go. Eventually, she takes down more members and gets snuck up on, but shots are fired as we see Blackbird and Goodwin take down the Black Hand members trying to sneak up on White Tiger. Blackbird, you're okay. Where's Gideon Mace? I don't know. We got separated from them. I tried finding them, but they seem to have separated Chief Tuska and Officer Roja too. And it was by that madman with a gun that has the power to change states of matter. Wait, what? He's telling the truth. Chemistro has a personal gun that changes an object's matter. I don't know if it affects people too, so be careful. I will be. Let's get... As they hear the shots fired, Blackbird immediately turns and fires back, killing a Black Hand member and hurting the other, as Goodwin begins to bleed and falls to the ground. Crap. White Tiger rushes towards the surviving member, screaming at them. Where the hell is the general and where's Chemistro? Never. Before he can continue, she puts her fingers on top of his shoulders and sheaves her claws, impaling him as she begins to move her hands outwards. Estúpido. Dime a mí, tú no mueres. Okay. Chemistro's up. He's up on the third floor guarding cops. Last I was told, the general is talking with politicians in the basement meeting room. Hearing his whimpers to survive, White Tiger unsheathes her claws and punches the member out cold. Put him in handcuffs. I'm going after Gideon. White Tiger, listen to me. Goodwin here is dying, and I need to get him out of here. Ambulances and other Black Hand members are going down. You want to take down Gideon? Stop Chemistro and free all the help we can get. Killing the head of this army will weaken them, but that isn't enough. Save people's lives. I need to get Goodwin out of here. I'll come back to help you take down Gideon, but don't be consumed by bloodlust, he says as he picks up Goodwin and rushes out the building. We see White Tiger run off and take down a plethora of Black Hand members, sending some through walls as a cop tries helping her, but it was a dirty one. As they pull their gun on her, she backhands the gun and backflips, grabbing his head and throwing him far, slamming the wall behind them, checking on him, making sure he isn't bleeding. Dirty. She didn't hear what he said. As she heads to the stairs, she's about to make her way downstairs, but stops herself, thinking for a moment, before she hops on the railing and leaps herself upwards. You fool! He could escape! I can't let people die, whether they're innocent or not. Besides, if he escapes, I will hunt him down like the animal he is. We cut back to Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, as they've just taken down some Black Hand members, as one of them makes a call on their walkie. Jess, we need to hurry or else more people are going to get hurt. Jessica notices the guy speaking on his walkie and takes it away from them before they throw the guy to a cop. They just contacted someone. Have you been able to reach out to Spidey? His girlfriend told me he shut off his phone a while ago and is still grieving badly. I don't think he even knows what's going on. Then we're on our own. Let's hurry. As they make their way, we see Blackbird having put Goodwin on a stretcher as Luke Cage and Jessica Jones approach them. Oh, sweet Christmas, Mr. Goodwin. I'm so sorry for not arriving sooner. I'm okay. Hopefully. Mr. Cage, sir, we need to take him. Apologies. Be well. Yes, of course. Hurry to City Hall and help White Tiger. White Tiger? Wait a minute, Blackbird? Miss Jones, good to see you again after so long. But I'm afraid we don't have much time. We must hurry. I'll explain the situation on the way. Then let's get a move on. They all nod in agreement and hurry on. Meanwhile, we cut to see White Tiger having beaten some Black Hand members, hearing a door open. She hears blasts fire at her as she manages to dodge and hide away. I heard about that gun once on a field trip. Even read about it when looking you up before. The alchemy gun, right? If that's the case, then I know your identity, Kurt. The wall she was hiding behind turns into glass as it's kicked down on top of her as she is about to lunge at him. I'm not here to fight you. I'm trying to get out of here. Why's that? She says as she tries claws at him. But he throws an empty water bottle and changes it into chains, stopping her for a second. Because we lost. I see that. You want to know why? Because you've been hit by the fear guys and you haven't even been affected by it. It's dust all over your costume. And the other cops are in the room I was in. I'm not going back to jail. You deal with this. You know I will find you and put you away. I know. But I know you want the murder of your brother to be gone. He's done a lot for me. But trying to win a war before it started. Now that's a lunatic. Goodbye for now, Ava Ayala. He says as he runs out of the building, as she breaks the chains finally. But instead of pursuing him, she goes to the room with the cops, breaking them free from their cuffs, giving Roja a quick hug, and telling them all to go and find people in need. She's going after Gideon and Mace. You heard the hero. Let's move. A few moments later, we see White Tiger having camouflage, sneaking around and silently taking down some guards, before she overhears Gideon speak. And so, how was that living nightmare you were experiencing? Did you all enjoy that? You're a monster. All of this because you were an incompetent person? How pathetic are you even after all this time? How pathetic am I? How pathetic. Oh, please. I raised an army of desperate people trying to find a purpose in life, provided for them, for those who betrayed them by the system you are a part of. A system that needs fixing. But sure, I'm the pathetic one. You mother! Ah! As he lashes out, continuously strikes at Chief Tuska's face, crushing it and his life. As White Tiger witnesses this, we see that Chemistro was wrong. The fear gas does work, but her worst fear has already become a reality. Hector. As she switches her focus from Chief Tuska to Gideon Mace, all that fuels her now is the rage of someone who lost their best friend, their brother, their father. Gideon Mace, having stopped himself, composes of himself, as before he's able to speak, he's slashed right in the eye, as all he sees next is the strike of an animal as he's sent far back of the room. Everyone get out of here. I'll deal with him. The politicians listen to her and flee from the room as Gideon Mace gets back up. Why, you wench. Who the hell do you think you are? White Tiger doesn't give the monster a response as they brawl against one another. The fight's energy has a sense of agony and pain mixed with rage and frustration of a past that can't be changed. As we see White Tiger attacking, blinded by rage, hearing the powerful voice, encouraging her fury. She strikes and slashes with such power as it causes many cuts and bruises on Gideon Mace's body. But we also see that this blind anger gives Gideon some chances to defend himself at times and swing his mace at her entire body, striking her, as when she's knocked down at times, he uses his mace again to send her away. You foolish girl! I am meant to reshape the future of our world. I am meant for glory. I am a hero. You are merely an obstacle in my path. As he continues striking at her, as she fights back. The old mutt never stood a chance against me. You're nothing with no guidance, he says as he slams his mace on top of her head as she collapses. And here I thought you would have provided a challenge. Oh well. As he draws his gun and puts it right on top of her temple. This is what happens to mutts who serve no purpose, he says, before he pulls the trigger. But White Tiger held the gun in her palm and slashes right at Gideon's arm, causing a wave of blood to spill as he drops the gun. ¿Tú quieres saber quién soy? As she sheaves her claws and strikes, impaling his stomach, lifting him up, makes a run and leaps up before she slams his back on a chair, breaking it as he screams in agony. I told this to someone once before, but they weren't a monster. They were possessed by the very monster I see crying to survive. I am the beast that hunts in the darkness, she says, as she uses her other hand to sheathe her other claws to impale his kneecap. I am the monster who even monsters fear, she continues as she uses her claws on his stomach to impale his other kneecaps as she pops them both at the same time, breaking his leg. I am the White Tiger. The prideful monster cries out with his breath to have some sort of release from the horrific pain he's experiencing, and as Ava holds his neck, choking him, she remembers all of her memories with Hector. All the good, all the bad, the awkward, the fun, and the most precious ones to her, as all of them lead up to that rooftop they spoke on. Ava, you're going to do great things as the White Tiger. You've proven yourself constantly. Te quiero a ti, mi hija. As Gideon Mace is about to lose consciousness, he gets a giant breath of air, staring White Tiger right in the eyes. You have hurt so many families. I will not let your horrors affect me anymore. You've lost Gideon, Mace. You're the one who has nothing now. Or I guess you're the one who has nothing again, she says to him. As she gets up, leaving him there, she looks to the exit as Blackbird enters, seeing the end of the fight, seeing White Tiger all messed up, and seeing the struggle of a brute trying to survive. You're okay. You're right. I can't spill any more blood. Not in my brother's name. But, she says, presenting him with the brute's gun, I think I know someone who has been waiting for this day to come. He gives a smile at her as they share a hug and they go to finish off what they've been wanting to do for a long, long time. For Ava, it is to help and save people. And for Blackbird, Alexander Bird, you were a part of the gang and close to the boss. So I think you know why I just said this name. As he lifts the gun right on him, all he can think about is that he's facing the brute, the monster that has hurt so many families, including his, including Ava, and it won't be happening anymore. We see White Tiger exiting out of City Hall as she sees many Black Hand and members be arrested along with many people getting help. As someone pushes by her, Sorry, excuse me, I need to get these people some help. No worries, she says as another person's by her. So sorry about... Oh wait, you're the White Tiger, am I correct? Mr. Cage, good to see you here at your own event. Yeah, I was held up in a meeting. I'm grateful for what you did here. And frankly, what you did here was amazing. So many people managed to escape, and all they could say from over here was that a woman in a costume looking like a white tiger had just helped them out. Just doing what I was meant to do. And what's that? Help people. Hearing that brings Luke a smile to his face as Jessica Jones comes overhearing that. You know, you remind me of our friends. Oh? Yep, the Daredevil and Spider-Man. All they wanted to do was simply help as many as they can. Thank you. They share a smile as Luke Cage and Jessica Jones overhears news trying to approach them. Have fun with that. I got something I need to deal with. They nod at her as she leaps away. As we enter black. We see a bruised up Ava giving flowers to Hector's grave and sitting by it, having a baquelito in her hand, splitting it, placing half on his tombstone. She bites into hers, staring at his grave, beginning to cry. Thank you, Papa. I miss you so much. A moment of silence passes by with her crying, before she hears a voice. You should have killed Gideon, Mace. Your rage was there. Why didn't you do it, you fool? It's not what he would have wanted. You're going to regret this, Ava Ayala. You're wrong. And why is that? Because I know he would be proud I didn't kill someone, she states, staring at his grave, continuing to cry alone, as we cut to black. In the first post-credit scene, we see Chemistro in a run-down apartment. As he enters his room, he's greeted by the cocking of a gun. So it's true that you seemingly disappeared. Many of the Black Hand would have pulled this trigger in the position we are at right now. Curtis. Wait. Copperhead? As Chemistro turns around, he sees Copperhead having his gun on him and a newly done, shiny, and improved copper armor. I thought you were going to jail. I was. Before I was bailed. Who would bail you? The same people who want you to join them, he says as he gives Chemistro a card. It's either you join or I put a bullet in your head. I would take it. They really want to learn more about you and what they call proto-alchemy. Think of it as a job offer. Seeing Copperhead smirk, Chemistro takes the card, seeing it to have belonged to a company, Cortex Incorporated. Chemistro looks back up at Copperhead, sharing a smirk and smiles as the post-credit ends. In the second post-credit, we see some time has passed as Ava and Rick are having lunch. Yeah, sadly, being fired's not fun, but I'm sure I'll be fine. I am sorry to hear, but that's just so unfair. You couldn't have prevented the chief's death. It's alright, Ava. It also has to do with Goodwin not looking so good at the moment. I thought he endorsed Luke Cage and helped his campaign a bit. Yeah, but now he's back in the hospital, so he finishes by shrugging. Who knows? He continues by looking through his phone to see a photo of him and Hector in their hero costumes. Maybe he'll be alright. Well, like you did for me, I'm here for you. Hey, I'm still helping you out, especially with the bills. They chuckle to one another before hearing the doorbell ring. That must be Blackbird. I got it, she says, getting up and opening the door to show Blackbird. Hey, you come for your evidence? Indeed. And also, I'd like to introduce someone to you guys. As he moves out of the way, he says, Guys, this is my new partner, Angela Del Toro, who was played by Jenna Ortega, as it cuts to black.
Hey everybody, it's Adrian Manray. Thank you so much for watching White Tiger. I am an editor on this project. The person who wrote the story and recorded it is one Bluey Gaming. Make sure to check them out on their YouTube channel down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to JT Vids for more side projects and mainline. This has been Adrian Manray, and I'll see you guys next time when I'm doing ROM Devastation. Oh, and also, I'm editing another series that's coming up after this. How about you guys have a little peek?
We cut into the calm depths of the ocean as we suddenly see two creatures zoom past a group of clams. Byra, I think we're starting to become paranoid. Namor hasn't sent the Atlantean army after us yet, so it makes you think he will send them after us now. We defied the king. Our former friendship with him is nothing at this point but a formality. Until we can find a fully remote part of the ocean, we mustn't stop our journey. The two creatures are revealed to be Namora, played by Mabel Cadena, and Byra, played by Seth Rollins, who are still on the run following Atuma's defeat in Black Panther United Forever. Do you ever feel bad about how we handled Namor's return? Absolutely not. Atuma had the leadership and the vision to bring Atlantis into its new golden age. His defeat will not change my opinion. I don't disagree, but Namor and I had such a strong bond. I hate things ended the way they did. Namora, I grow sick of you constantly feeling... Wait. In the name of Poseidon. What is that? The two stop and stare at what appears to be an underwater city, partially built, sitting on the sea floor.